remember a time when Republicans were very careful about and worried about the government, particularly unelected people.
Well, we can't trust our government anymore.
Having access to personal data.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You are the government.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That was Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, or as I like to call her, John Wayne Barbie, on CNN auditioning for America's Next Top Dumbass. Or at least that was her body on CNN, because clearly her brain and mind were somewhere else. But despite that fact, she is absolutely correct. You cannot trust her or anything she says.
My position is I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Some people say that it clearly showed that she was trying to hit him and did. Some people say, no, she was clearly trying to move her car and flee and get away. I don't know. What I'm saying is, how do you know? How can you assert for a fact within hours before any investigation, this is what happened?
The facts of the situation are that the vehicle was weaponized and it attacked the law enforcement officer. He defended himself and he defended those individuals around him. That is the definition. When there is something that is weaponized to use against the public and law enforcement, that is an act of domestic terrorism. It happened in our shores. It happened here in our country. You don't get to change the facts just because you don't like them. We will continue to look at this individual and what her motivations were. We know that there was, throughout that morning, she had harassed and impeded law enforcement operations. That raises the suspicion level with all of these law enforcement officers as far as paying attention to what her capacity is. And as you see on the videos, and they've proven out, that this law enforcement officer took the action that his training prepared him for, and he worked to make sure that he could save his own life and those around him.
How can you assert that there's no ambiguity in this before any investigation has taken place?
I had just been in Minneapolis and had been with those officers, had seen what they were facing on the streets every day, and had talked to their supervisors as soon as the incident happened and had gotten the facts and seen videos before I ever went to talk at that press conference. And the Trump administration and President Trump is the most transparent and open government that we've ever had.
This is what you get when you round up a bunch of unqualified, violent loons, give them 47 days worth of training, literally, hand them a gun and a mask, and make them only accountable to somebody who brags about shooting and killing their pets. You get death, chaos, and cover-ups. Excuse after excuse as to why we should not hold our government accountable for killing us, for extrajudicial executions in the streets. It's a relatively simple calculus. Could he not just have gotten out of the way? I'm pretty sure is a yes or no question. I'm no linguist, but I do speak English. Apparently, the only reasonable reaction to a slowly moving vehicle that's heading your proximity is to unload the clip in the driver's face. Bonus points if she's a suburban house mom. I don't make the rules, neither do you. Secretary Noem does.
So, Jesse, you just said this woman is in severe crisis. She was boxed in. If you watch the whole video...
No, she was boxed in.
That's what she was boxed in.
No, I said the team was boxed in.
Okay, the team was boxed in by... Once she moved over, she pulled to the side, and then she actually waves another ICE officer past her, right? So she's in such severe crisis that she can be polite in traffic and say, you go ahead. And then you hear her actually audibly saying, I'm pulling out, right? She signals exactly what she's doing. She starts to move forward, and everyone should go and watch. The New York Times has about 3.5 minutes of footage coming from every angle. And this is what they brought up to President Trump when they were meeting with him last night, when he said, the officer, the brave officer, and after he tweeted, it's hard to believe that the officer is alive when he walked away completely unscathed. We can see that on video as well. But the footage contradicts the administration on almost every level of what they've said. Renee Good waving the vehicle by. The officer was to the side of the car when he drew the gun. He leaned over the hood for the first shot. You can see that on the angle, too. That he fired 2 more shots at arm's length on a 90-degree angle.
Jessica Tarloff there doing the Lord's work, bringing facts to Fox News audiences who would not ordinarily hear those kind of things. This government, full stop, does not mind killing you. They don't. It really doesn't matter the fact pattern. They started this assault initially by promising to round up violent, undocumented immigrants and people who were sent here from insane asylums, which was a lie from the jump. And then they started rounding up peaceful undocumented immigrants who've been here for decades without any problem and yeeting them to random countries that they've never been to. Then they started rounding up documented immigrants who were here perfectly legally. Then they started rounding up United States citizens like you and I. and deporting them. And now they're just shooting us dead in the street where we stand. And we are the domestic terrorist experiment.
Hey, you should get a real job. Have you ever thought about getting a real job?
Shame on you.
Listen, have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone back.
These ICE agents are bullies and thugs who have been selected by other bullies and thugs because they're great at being bullies and thugs. They have invaded U.S. cities and refuse to be held accountable by local governments and administration because Donald Trump has put a bullet, a gigantic bullet, in the skull of federalism, which was the foundation of this nation. He does not care about your civil rights, and he has employed people in his administration who do the best they can and have every intention of eroding what little we have and then spreading that cancer throughout the rest of the globe, like in places like Venezuela and Greenland for some strange reason. I want to know, where in America First did he imply that he would pay jackbooted thugs to murder Americans? Because they're really, really good at that part.